I always encourage parents to tell the children, what do they really do? What are their stress and what are their happiness at work? So my girls has been following me along this journey. So they know that, I like to do this, I like to do that. I cannot practice this, I cannot practice that. So to make myself happier, let's
Wake up now. Wake up now. Wake up now.
Today's topic is the family factor. So basically making career moves with our loved one in mind.
Oh, I like this one.
Right. So I think in 2024, it's actually found that despite only 15% of Singaporeans get to change their job, and yet 35% of people actually plan or even wish to change their job.
Did they change?
15% of them manage to change. So despite that, it's very difficult to get a new job. And yet, people want to have a new job. What do you think is some of the reasons that will let people want to change their job? What do you think?
One of the topic that is actually currently a lot of employers are very interested to invest is to check out the employees' engagement. Engagement equal to motivations, equal to productivities. So we need to understand what is the current employee's motivation, especially that particular one who wants to leave. Position yourself as an employee again.
Okay.
What will be on your mind? Or what happened to that company or to you that I want to change job? What are the maybe just list out three.
I think
Salary?
most of the time, yes, definitely is salary if it's comparing to my peers. And I think second one probably is interrelational, especially with my boss. I super hate people who micromanipulate me, right? And three, I want to say something along the line of whether do you have a promotional chance. But personally, to me, actually, it's more of whether is my workplace accessible. I used to work at a place that is very, very far. I need like 100 minutes to get to my workplace. And this actually is, oh gosh.
But what makes you decide? you know that it's 100 minutes, but you still give yourself this chance and say, I should try.
At the very beginning, it could be that I don't have chance. My first tier of places that I want to go to, basically, I couldn't get them.
Like, good old days whereby the top 6 choice of secondary schools, you can't get in.
That is like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 70 choice, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, that could be it.
Okay. But let's go back to the first one. The first one is the boss. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, you talk about something. Remember the second one, the boss.
Yeah, that's the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, micro. Yeah, I like
micro manage. Right.
Yeah, that's a bit like the office kind of environment, isn't it? Yeah. What are your experience with that? Because not easy for someone who's willing to mention about that, because that sounds like a bit more, I don't want to sound like personal. I shouldn't be talking about this because when you go for an interview, people say don't talk nasty about your past environment.
Right.
So tell me more, Andy. What was that on your mind?
I think micro manipulating is more of like when you hire me. That's not my first job lah. When you hire me because of some of my capabilities. So some things that is doing my way that seems to work well. Therefore, that's why you hire me, right?
Yes.
And by micro manipulating me to such an extent, it seems like whatever I'm doing was not working well, and you just want it your way. Then why do you even hire me for what? So like I'm just your hands, which I don't think if you are a second or third or fourth job, for you will have so much experience that, I'm not here to be your hand. I'm here to be part of the team, be your brain, or even, right? And that actually leads to a trust issue.
Yes.
So like you don't.
I see that.
Yeah, that's.
From the years that I've been helping others to build up their team, so we have come across customers or managers that people don't want to work for. And often the team members will ask me, is the hiring manager hiring because really want to build a team, empower a team, or just want to have a team so that I have a team? But I don't want to share. I don't even want to give the person any work because they're all mine. Yeah. And months and months, years and years, maybe not even years, the team member would have said, what am I here for? Like what you say. Yeah. How do you think companies or employers can better the situations like this? Maybe they do it without knowing. Do you think so? The hiring manager, they micromanage without knowing. Is there such a possibility?
I think it's not the problem with the organization. It could be that the organization is too big, right? So you can't really ensure that all managers don't micromanipulate. And I believe a lot of company just looks at KPI, and if this like things are working, then don't rock the boat, right? So if this manager is producing fine, then it's like okay lor, whatever. But I think the telltale sign would be that if there is a high turnover rate for certain managers, that could be a good flag. But whether the management do something about this, that's another thing, I think.
Yeah, based on a couple of conversations that I had with my peer, like coaches and etc. So middle managers, I think it would be good. They actually raise their hand and they say, if only companies send me for leadership classes, training. We are like young school days, be a class monitor. We all put our hand up. Prefect, we also put our hand up. But was that a class or orientation? No. Then we got ourselves into the wrong side of our friends and our classmates' foot. When then we lose our friends. Doesn't that sound like the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like school time.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So it's actually from the good old days, we promote people, that's what you say, but they forgot to enhance, to make the person fit into the job. And that's also making the environment, unfortunately, a little bit less liking. So employers out there, your employees are calling for help. Managers do want to attend training to enhance their communication skills, manpower management skills, people management skills. So thanks for highlighting on that one.
No problem. Maybe we can take a little bit look of if somebody want to change the job.
So
be the
one of the
manager.
usual questions people will be thinking, I feel like leaving. Yeah, I talk to the company. I can't tell my company. I can't tell my colleagues. The next person is to tell my spouse. So how do I tell my spouse that I'm considering to resign or change company? Yeah. Have you tried before?
In fact, when I wanted to quit the company, and I think I'm very blessed because I don't have any kids. So I dare to do things.
Good on you.
Right. But however, I still need to broach the subject to my spouse because ultimately it's a very major decision. I think it sort of helped a little bit because before I tell my spouse about it, I sort of have a little bit of sign. What do I mean by that? Because I was pretty not happy. And to a point that it was so bad that actually I was in my toilet crying before I go to
Thanks
go to
for
work.
owning that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I naturally tell my wife that, hey, well, in that job I was being micromanipulated a little bit. So I was things just fell into place that I think that I really want to leave the job, and is it okay with you? Because your question is like, how do I feel?
How do you tell? And how do you feel telling? You have to tell your spouse.
I have to tell. I just tell very plainly because me and my wife, I think we trust one another a lot. And the two things that I want to share is one, the feeling of before telling is more of guilt for me.
Okay.
Like, like out of nowhere, like why can't I get through all this, just get through it, why am I like resigning, and then what happens to the pay, who has the money, that even my wife need to support me for a while, that's the sense of guilt. However, after I told my wife, and luckily it was well received and very supportive, straight after the telling, the guilt changed into a release, sort of a relief, so much relief that it turned my life around. At that moment, actually, I think that, hey, resign is actually a good thing for me. I'm like trading money, the pay for well-being. That's my first feeling at that time.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, because there's so many things that comes to my mind, but I want to go back to the first one. You say it's a major decision. Yeah. Why do you think this is a major decision? Because I don't know whether you have friends like mine, and also people, the clients like I have is wife, husbands, your work is your work. My work is my work. You take care of yourself. I take care of myself. You're fully responsible for your work commitment, your work decision. Don't get me involved. We don't even ask each other how much we earn.
Right.
Yeah. So they have this agreement before the marriage. That's why some of them, they are like, oh, do you plan to tell your spouse? They are like, no, we are pretty much operating separately. They don't even have this option.
Right.
It's very interesting. Yeah. People thought that wife or husband, you can talk to each other. But I just want to raise awareness that, there are some people, they don't even have this option. So you are lucky, and you're out there if you have this option that you can talk to your wife or your husband.
I think a little bit to share is, yes, I'm sort of a hybrid in between. I actually respect my wife's privacy a lot. So actually, I do not know how much she's getting paid. And I do tell her how much I'm getting paid. But what I meant was, this decision is important because it's much beyond transactional. Because it sounded like transactional in your friend's case, right? But because this is ultimately we're husband and wife, and this is an important decision that can affect both of us, no matter how individualized we may have. But therefore, I think we need to talk to one another before we even make that execution of that decision.
Yeah. Or may I ask, how much of your partner's opinion after sharing with her really, really matter in your career, whether you stay or whether you move on?
Now that you want to quantify it, I think it is quite high. Because ultimately, when I say quite high, it doesn't mean that, whatever she says, that's it. No, it's always a discussion, right? So it's input from both sides. We talk about it, and then, all right, this is what we should do or would do or whatever that result is. Then I make the execution.
It sounds like it's a habitual kind of like, habitually within the relationship, within the marriage, everybody has a fair say.
For important stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like if I want to buy a bicycle, no, it's my
No,
say.
that's
So
okay.
anyway,
But don't buy the 10,000 times. Yeah.
oops. But anyway, no, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I think habitually, it also depends not just major decisions, but between in a relationship, habitually how much weightage the other half have to say over your decision making. Yeah, plays a part as well.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I think major decision like this is quite good. But another questions that I want to ask is that during the discussion, your wife and you, are you guys kind of like aligned
Align in what?
in
what
the
way?
visions? Like why you want to resign? You like in the end goal
I
on
don't
this?
think the word is aligned, because probably my wife or anybody would not know the circumstances. And without that kind of insights, I don't think there can be any meaningful alignment. I think the word to use here is supportive,
Okay.
right? So without having enough information, but because you trust this person, that's why you want to support this person, and then it will be, okay, let's go. Let's go for it. So as I reiterate again, I don't think it's an alignment thing. It's being supportive in this case.
Sure. Since we talk about values, I just want to share one example with you and everyone out there is, VIPS, value, interest, personality, and strengths. Yeah. So the first thing is that, just individually, do you know your values?
No.
Are you working according to your job? Is it the right livelihood that is supporting your values? For example, I like my job a lot. I'm one of those lucky people that they say, I am paid to do what I like. So please don't envy me. Yeah, so that's why it's sustainable until today. But there are some people whereby I've just met a young man the other day. This is a true story, people. So he's about 28 years old. Yeah, he has two double degree. I think I can't remember, but in addition to that, to support himself during his university days, he has been working as a home tuition teacher. So only taking 2 subjects for secondary school kids. The most expensive subject, if you ask me, is called math and science.
Whenever there's a demand.
So that is his forte. Then he graduated. He went into like an enterprise risk sales position. He thought, okay, so with a basic salary, which is quite higher, much more higher, he thought he did himself proud because he has double degree. He has a higher monthly salary compared to his peers. Went back with good result. Mom and dad, I did it. Yeah. 6 months into the job, the dad and mom said that he aged a lot because first, our family is not a family that encourages drinking. Yeah. So
that
because
job,
of the
you
job,
used to
because
drink,
it's account servicing, yeah, and need to meet people, not just Singapore, regional as well. So for a young man like him, he has to go into, we commonly call it the entertainment or entertaining guest, and entertaining, can't run away from alcohol. And the next thing is the environment, the vibes. The last thing is, of course, the working hours, or rather the entertainment hours. So he ended up sleeping late.
Right.
Just 6 months, he decided that the condition has gone bad. And that's not the family value. At 28 years old, he thought to himself, that's not the life that I want to do because I don't like to be so close to alcohol. I don't like to be so close to late hours. And the people who are encouraging him that such lifestyles is right. So he has kind of like filtered out himself that these are not my value. So this is not the right environment, right livelihood. So what he did was to trust his value. Yeah, he wants to be a sunshine boy who goes to being an encouraging position, like an educator, bringing value and enriching the next generation. He find that it's much more meaningful. Yeah, so he decided to drop his full-time job and then turn his part-time tuitioning into a full-time job.
Full-time tuition.
Yeah,
Okay.
full-time tuition. And guess what? He now owns his own tuition center. Yeah, so values. I think this is one, he's single, but as an example, he's single, but his family has the same aligned values that work should be the right livelihood. Yeah, it cannot be something that is not making you a better person.
Right.
Yeah, I always believe that choose a work, choose the livelihood that make you a better person. Yeah, not, lousy.
A richer person. In terms of money.
I think the reach here is endless. Yeah, it depends whether it's mentally. Yeah, and also enrichment part as well. Yeah, if it's just running after monetary, the S1E01, I wouldn't have much to say because we all know the price to run after money. Yeah, we all know the price. I like my job a lot because I get to impact people and I get to practice a good virtues like I must be honest. Yeah, so a job like this, a value whereby I can keep myself disciplined in being responsible for what I'm saying because impact people, in keeping me and making sure that I am honest. I do my job with integrity.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that these are the values whereby I keep. Because if you change a boss, I used to have a boss in my job. I walk away from her because she wanted me to execute deals the other way around. things
Against your value.
against my value.
Right.
Yeah. So we do not have a match at then. It's similarly back to spouse, the value. Yeah, not that we're going to talk about marriage, but I think it's important that you should have a common values. So, but before that, people always ask, what are your own values? Take this opportunity to think about what are your 6 top values. If 6 is a lot, then reduce to 5. If 5 is a lot, then reduce to 4. But my friend, you should have at least 3. I just gave you 3 earlier, like honesty, and integrity. And last one of the value is I must be happy.
Right.
Yeah, and proud
happy
of
is a value.
yes,
That's
happy
good.
is a value, and be proud of the person that you are becoming.
Right.
Yeah, and like what you have went through, your wife positions play a very important role. She needs to be a very wise person. Same the way out to spouse who are, if your spouse are considering changing their job, we don't understand because we are not the real person sitting there 8 to 10 hours, facing that person, facing that colleague, sitting in the office. We won't understand. Yeah. But what we can do is to really, how can we support?
Yeah, lor.
So the word is what you say. Instead of putting the person down, your interests come first. If you really treasure your spouse's mental and happiness, that interest come first. Yeah, let the interest come first. And that you want to rent, then maybe you find a girlfriend to rent. But whatever, nothing is permanent. Whatever can pass will pass. And it will go up again. So trust the man and trust the wife. We'll get back to the good shape again. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So let's move on. You have any question for me?
No, I mean, the next thing I think, what I mentioned just now is the kids. If we want to quit a job, any impact do you think with the kids? Like, am I setting a good example?
I have 2 girls. Yeah. Setting a good example is not a one-time thing.
Right.
Yeah. In addition to a career coaching, people who knows me close enough, I do parenting talk on my voluntary work on the weekend as well. For parents from young, like primary school going kids all the way to teenagers and also like in the 20s. And I also play a mentor role to the growing up kids as well. Setting up good example for the kids is not a one-day thing. Yeah, it's not a one incident thing. Okay. Take myself for example. We talked about strength training earlier. I've been disciplined in doing that for 10 years, people who knows me. Yeah. Am I setting a good example?
Well,
By fasting, by watching about my conscious about my food. But I think it's also really over the years, what are the values you have been telling your kids? For me, I go for honesty, and being disciplined. Yeah. So this is the first value. Let's just use this for discussion. Discipline is the value and example I want to set for my children. So I'm disciplined. In work-wise, people always say, you shouldn't go home at 6 o'clock. You should stay back. But who's there to see? My boss? No, I would prefer the person who witnessed me and my action will be the girls when they were young. I'm home. Yeah. But I actually went to the gym first, to be honest. Yeah. So the discipline, the example is more for my kids who are more closer to my heart. I mean, I make a difference to them. I don't really make a difference, my ex-employer, to you staying for another half an hour more. I also release my subordinates 5:59. I say, just go home lah. Yeah. So the good example is really setting for who makes your heart. Is it your subordinates or your children? So in this case, the children are disciplined. So as a mom, I'm disciplined. I work 9 to 6 means I work 9 to 6. I'm home. I need to go to the gym. 1.5 hour, I come in 1.5 hour. 10年不变. Yeah.
Right, that's the discipline part, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my girls, since they were young, they grew up seeing this. And interestingly, whether they like it or not, I think they like it. They are training with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I trade off my nail polish, manicure, pedicure for dumbbells. Yeah,
Right.
I there are so many things to trade off. So all these things, you are setting good example. Yeah, rather than just changing job. But I think it's good to go back to tell the kids about changing job. Why am I changing job?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before they, misunderstood your
Yeah.
intention,
So you
talk
can
about
go
it.
back to tell the children, I'm changing job because, Mom, I'm a disciplined person. Yeah. I actually don't like the environment this one is giving me because it's asking me to do ta 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 ta. And I like to be productive, honest, and be responsible. I always say I don't want to go out and somebody throw me eggs because we are talking about people's career. We are talking about people's family. It does affect the family. So you can let them start from young. They know about the responsibility of my job. I always encourage parents to tell the children, what do they really do? What are their stress and what are their happiness at work? So my girls has been following me around this journey. So they know that, I like to do this, I like to do that. I cannot practice this, I cannot practice that. So to make myself happier, let's take a bet. I'm going to start my own company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they understand. And they actually are the pillars of support that you never know it has always been there. So they just say, Mom, being a disciplined person like yourself, I'm sure you would do it. Yeah. So it will come back to you. So it's a long journey. Yeah, it starts from young.
Okay. Colleagues, let's say colleague, if they know that you are leaving, will you be too concerned about it?
Have you guys not read about colleagues are colleagues, friends are friends?
My stand is, colleague is no longer a colleague once you left the workplace.
So I'm not trying to overturn this or make a sweeping statement that it's all like this.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's very individual. First, the colleagues and the friends, the weightage is your choice.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So to me, whether is it colleagues or whether is it friends, okay, or friends could a colleague can become friend, It's ultimately is friends and colleagues. They are not the person that's doing your job. Sometimes my colleagues, my friends until today, they still don't really understand what am I doing.
Even your colleagues sometimes also don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah,
right?
correct. So it is your choice. And the point is this: it is your choice to allow them how much power they have over your decision. If they have zero power, they have zero power. You decide.
Sometimes like colleague will come to you. You want to resign?
Yes,
you
they
go,
have
I have to do a lot of work.
Yes, they have year more bonus coming. Yeah.
No, it's actually more work for them, so they may want to discourage you from resigning.
Similarly, whether you decide, do you still owe them an explanation why you want to leave? After why, what you want to do? You decide. Yeah. How are you going to survive? You decide. Always remember how much other people have influence over your life is how much information and how much you allow them. So if you allow them to say a lot of things about what do you think, please do not open the can up and say, hey, Andy, I'm going to resign. I want to resign. What do you think?
Right.
Okay.
Actually, too much information, you cannot make a decision until. Right?
Yeah. So first, you need to have a very good understanding about who you are. Do you really need to listen to your colleagues, your friends, or just keep to yourself? And if you are married, keep to the spouse. If you have kids, sometimes the kids on the side, despite they are young, but they have been noticing your true emotions. They are the real people that you can count on rather than colleagues,
Right.
who probably see your not so real side of you.
Unless the colleague has really become friends, right? And yet friends, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's because between men and women, friends are also different.
Right.
Yeah. The topic, the trust, but go back to my point, really. Know who you are, know your values, and decide who get a say over your own life. Yeah. I'm someone that I don't have a lot of friends. Yeah. I don't have a lot of colleagues. By now, I don't have colleagues. Yeah.
Right.
I intentionally one-man show so that I can do what I want. Yeah.
It's a choice anyway, right?
So it was a choice that I do not need to build company, hire people, and rather in addition to that, take care of people's, rice bowl, family, and etc. I prefer this way, and I know this way will make me work. So using myself for example, if you want to be a job seeker, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I always say, do you know who you are? Do you know what will make you succeed? Yeah.
And what makes you happy?
And what makes you happy.
Right.
Yeah. Because I don't like loose end. So I know how to avoid. So you need to know who you are, what you avoid. For example, I don't like loose ends. I don't like people management. Yeah. So what do you not like, Andy? That why you become a solo, like doing your own business too?
I will say that it's more circumstantial because since young I wanted to be a trainer, and I have been doing corporate for like almost 20 years, and that's why I threw my resignation letter, because I want to be a trainer. And somehow a trainer, I have no idea how to be a trainer. That's why I quit. The circumstances is that joining a school is not as easy as I thought it will be. It's like, who are you, right? You have never trained before, the school will not take you in. And then if the school do not take you in, there's no way I could have experience of training. So it's a catch-22.
Yes. Actually, I have a lot of friends recently who wants to be a trainer, and then send me the resume and profile. I was like, okay, how can we help them? Because they have not. The question is really, what course can you train?
Yeah.
These are experienced people managers and etc. They don't know what they can train, Andy. So same thing. I say then probably you need to write to the schools. But if they don't get one leg in or two legs in to start.
So you see, as you can see, it's circumstances that I start my own business simply because no business wants me. So I can only start my own, right? So by providing whatever value that I can give to people and things like that. And I no longer have a boss. No, the world is my boss. All my clients are my boss, right? But talking about boss, then so if we getting back to today's podcast topic, like if we actually have a boss, how do we, how will we ever change our decision because of our boss? Provided he's not the problem in the first place, right? So if we want to resign, will we get affected by our boss?
Unfortunately, the answer I will still say it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
How much you give the person. Yeah. And today I just read, I can't remember, but I was doing a countdown. If this person passed away today, within 1 week,
He's replaced.
he's replaced.
Yeah. Actually, I have a story to share.
Yeah.
Long time ago, in my career, in the mid of my career, I mean in corporate, there was actually a chance that I was being poached by another company. Everything went well. I was at the final stage that, I even signed on the
Contract.
dotted line. And they were all preparing for me. They got the name card. I just have to serve my 1 month notice. And during that time, I'm being a traditionalist, right? So instead of just pressing the button at HR, before that, I went the traditional route, and I actually handed a physical resignation letter to my boss. Back then, that boss. He was shocked. And the reason that I'm leaving is because the company that poached me are willing to double my pay, which is a bit ridiculous. I was being very good with my boss back then, and I just tell him the truth. So what he did is he actually went out all his way to go up to the highest level to fight to get my pay to match my pay. I was very touched by him, really running all around because of me, right? And at the end of the day, they could not double my pay, but they can raise my pay by only 20%. However, but before that, the next day, before the HR even gets back with a counter offer, on the next day, I already told my boss that I'm going to stay. Simply because I see him dedicating the entire day to fight for me. And that touched me so much that I actually stayed, even without any pay increment. I told him I will be staying. And it's also very nice that the other company that poached me is willing to release me without any penalty. So I think I was very blessed to have two very great boss, the boss to be as well as the current boss. So that's my experience that I'm sharing that, I may not be the norm, right? But that's what I want to share is that sometimes the person can be so good that I'm willing to stay despite all the circumstances or with any consequences. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. What came to my mind was it is because you choose what you want to see.
Still is a choice, right?
You choose what you want to see. You saw his effort to run around for you. You saw the 20%.
After that, the 20% pay increase.
Yeah. But you saw what he did for you.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. But there are some people habitually, they would like to see things the other way around. Why did you only do something when I say I want to break up?
That's such a negative thought, but you're
But
right.
it's the other extreme.
Correct.
Okay. Similarly, the 20% is, hello, only 20%.
Yes, you're right, actually.
That side is like 80% more.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Ta. Yeah. So it's really what do you choose to see, and that will bring your happiness. That is also why it depends on personality fit as well. When you welcome someone into the team, it should be 1 + 1, 2 + 1, 3 + 1. Yeah. But sometimes it's not that this boss is not good, or how come this boss only like that team member? It's personality. Like, for example, you choose to see what he has done for you. If it was someone else who decided to see and only can see, you can't blame that guy because habitually and, the way he is, I only see that. Why now?
And
Why
everybody's
now?
different, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
So whether your path and, the relationship with the boss and the end result in this case, it varies because of whoever is involved. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Never
how
thought
much?
about that. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. So now you are on your own. So how much of your personal identity, self-awareness, being an employee and being your own, how much is your own identity or self-identity tied to your job or your career?
I think a lot, simply because it's my own. I can do it my way. Being a self-employed, I can really work on my value. The circumstances that brings me away from my value are different when I'm employed versus when I'm self-employed. When I'm employed, a lot is because of the culture of the company or the company itself. For self-employed, to me, whatever that can deviate away from my value is actually money. So there are certain values, if we don't plan well and we just go towards that value, and if that couldn't bring us any income, any revenue, then there's no sustainability. So I think the only thing that can deviate me ever so slightly away from my value will be the sustainability of the business itself.
Okay.
Right.
So sustainability, and there's some sacrifice along the way that you have probably, definitely there is. Yeah. Until today, I sacrificed something. Yeah. Is it worth it?
It's always worth it because it brings me one step closer to what I want. You see? So I'm not encouraging you to quit your job, but it is allowing me to really do what I want. Whether am I able to get there is another thing. It gives me a much more accessible to choices. Right? Of course, the challenge is much different. I don't use the word more or less because it's not fair. The challenges are different. So we don't use more challenge or less challenge. I find that it's two-dimensional, right? I will still think that it's worth it, and I want to keep at it until one day that I cannot afford it. That is my current stand now. So my current stand is my value is to create value and happiness for others. So I'm trying to be helpful.
With the right values should lead you to the right interests.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with surrounding the right interests, you will slowly develop the personality to sustain the interest. I mean, yeah. And then with the right personality coming in, you will slowly develop the strength. A lot of people, they are lost every day.
Right. Then they don't start building the strength.
Yes. So there's always this question about, okay, what should I do next? These are my strengths. These are my weakness development area. So a questions to you is, should I work on my strength or should I work on my weakness development areas?
Both.
You can only do one thing at one time.
Then strength.
You choose strength.
Yeah.
Always go back to think of butterfly, caterpillar and butterfly. Yeah, they evolve. They are short-lived.
Okay.
But the strength is they bloom at that very moment. Yeah. So, but I don't want to say my words, but try and check it out. Some homework to do. The life of the quick cycle and see what you can learn from the
life of a what?
From the evolve, changing science class. The caterpillar become a butterfly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really just working on the strength.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So when was the last time you feel proud of your work and your personal life?
Which is now. I'm sort of integrating personal life into my work. I know for some it's pretty unhealthy, but because I'm enjoying my work so much now that I felt that it has become part of me. But I'm still learning. I'm still learning sometimes to take a break out of my work. Technically, I'm like working 7 days per week now, right? And I sort of forgot to play. And when I play, it become very monotonous for me because it's like, okay, I'll go for this, I'll go and cycling, that's it. But again, us being in Singapore, Singaporeans are quite boring, I find. Even if I'm working today, on Saturday, on Sunday, I will just, I don't know, go eat and go and do that. I think it's a Singaporean problem that we don't really intentionally rest, even on rest day. We are like, imagine somebody is working, right? After work, what does he do? Surf Facebook or whatever, right? Surf. Then on Saturday, what does he do? Still do the same thing. Sunday, do what? Still do the same thing. So even if I'm a working life, I felt that every day is like the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. A few things that I think it's very common. Yeah, people fall in love with what they do, which is good, like your case. Similarly, you are too attached. People fall into attachment very fast.
Explain a little.
What is attachment to you?
I am not too sure. Something that I could
you
not
lost you cannot let
of.
go exactly,
Right.
like the handphone. You mentioned about Friday after work it's handphone. Saturday afternoon it's also handphone
For others lah.
for others.
Yeah.
For something like this.
correct.
Yeah. Intentional. Yeah. I think we missed this line. It's called the moderation.
Yeah. So as I said, I'm always learning. I'm learning to draw a line.
Yeah, because once you're over going into something, it might not be you are overly attached. Yeah, attached is shut down like playing computer games and etc. You are not taking in. And the more you go into, you go deeper, you might think you are the best, and habitually, I know the best. Yeah, so you take a seat back, let someone come, let the space grow. Yeah, this little space, either you go cycle, or intentionally with your experience, your knowledge, do some community service.
Do something different, I guess.
It is same but yet different.
In terms of the action.
Yeah,
but
the
intention
knowledge.
is the same.
You are actually addicted to use your knowledge. You are very excited to use your knowledge to share people like what you're currently doing, sharing your knowledge, the digital setup and etc. with me. But some other people need it as well here and there, maybe children or I don't know, I'll let you to figure it out. So a kind of helping is like community service Yeah. But don't always think that we are there to educate people.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Empower the children. Yeah. Look for work that you can help the children, because some underprivileged student might never get to learn certain thing. So you can look into that as well. A lot of people, they do volunteer work or community service for a certain need, to serve their need. So we put our beneficial first. We have this knowledge. We generally want to give back, to keep me occupied. How can they help me? Not how can I help them? They can help you by taking you away 7 days a week. So to take you away, you left with 5 days. They can give you happiness. The
And
one
you
that
gave
you
them
work
a lot
on.
more too as well.
Yeah,
right?
which at work probably no one's else jump around and say, thank you, Uncle Andy. So if you educate the children, they give you a lifetime memory. Things like that. So I think with that, the values will go up. And with that, you will increase another interest. Yeah, like children or empowering the next generation. Yeah, that is one example. What do you think? You can think about that. Stop being just 7 days. Yeah, don't be attached.
Yeah, I think I want to do a shout out now to anybody, all our viewers. Go and do some charity work as well, volunteer work. So call go. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. So be proud that the work, the career, it has second meaning and a deeper meaning, because you are doing this career because you not only make money to sustain yourself, sustainability, but you are making it so well that you can pass the knowledge and all these resources to the people who needs it. And it's going to be generation by generation. You never know, Andy. The knowledge you pass to the children, they can make a livelihood from it. Yeah,
That's
so
why
never underestimate.
Never underestimate a teacher.
Yes, so that's why it will go back to your childhood dream as a trainer.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just different path of doing it to
Right.
make it happen for people. So a career move is really just not about yourself. We have discussed about spouses being affected from your major discussions with your wife, and then how much you give them the space to speak. Yeah, and also we talk about colleagues and friends. What airtime are you allowing them to come into your life? We also covered about bosses. Yeah, thank you for sharing your good example about bosses. But I always want to remind people, bosses are also just human beings. So they may say they miss you, but they also have KPIs and family to meet. So
Right.
if you really have to go, they already know someone who to promote. We are all bosses before people manager. We always know succession planning. When people say that, no, there's no succession planning, I don't know who to monitor. I don't know who to promote if Andy resign.
Life will still go
Yes.
on, right?
Yeah, there's always succession planning. Yeah, already in place. Yeah. The next thing is that a company somehow suddenly, it has been proven many times, that suddenly they have no budget to give team pay increment, but they suddenly have budget to hire someone very senior.
Right.
Yeah, where did the budget come from? So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, so same thing, whether whoever has a say, friends, colleagues, bosses, is really up to you. Yeah, who you want to hand your, I would say your life, and I will always call it the airtime lah. Yeah, and you make a choice, what you want to see, what you want to unseen. Then you will also decide what you want to feel and what you don't want to feel.
Right.
Yeah, so if you allow too many people entering your life, yeah. And the cell, we also discuss about the sacrifice. We understand that there's no best of both worlds as well. Well, I'm sure you like it. And of course, I hope you found so new directions that you can fulfilling your childhood dream as a trainer, sustaining it, but then also at the same time doing community service to enrich the next generation.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think to wrap today's podcast up, maybe you want to share with us like 3 different learnings.
I think today we talk about VIPS. Take the opportunity to really wake up with me, Melinda, about ask yourself, I repeated many times, what are your values? You know, we have been spending so many years on earth, and so many years as well working for people, making a living. Let's do this simple homework to discover ourselves. You might try this.
Okay.
Beside the top 6 values, what are your top 6 interests? Remember just now you say 7 days you are working, so I highly suspect, okay, even cycling, you're like, okay, I have to cycle, I cycle. So maybe your case to make it even harder for you, exclude cycling because that not jinja come from your heart, Yeah.
No, I really like cycling. It's just that nowadays, like,
Okay.
last night it's like I really want to go cycling. That's why I spent like 3 hours cycling.
Okay. So personality. So if we were to describe your personality in 6 words or 6 different, or maybe we just try now 6 personality. How in 6? 6 words to discuss.
Personality, I don't know.
I'm introvert and an extrovert. That's already 2.
Oh, like that is personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an introvert, extroverted introvert, almost like you, I guess so.
I say I was disciplined.
You was.
Yeah,
That means now,
I said earlier I was disciplined. I'm still disciplined.
Okay. I'm not. Oh no. I procrastinate. In the terms that I tend to do things that is time bound. So that's the way I do. So I follow schedules. That's my personality. However, I am rigid when I have decided because like this time I need to do that, then I'll do that. However, I'm very flexible before a decision. So I guess my personality is before decision, flexible. Once decision is made, I'm pretty rigid because it creates a certain kind of structure that we can follow. That also, spur me on. If there's no structure, it's like, okay, I don't want to go. Then it doesn't work, right? So how many is there already? 6? 5 already, right?
One more.
One more. Friendly, in that sense that I am okay with anybody. I don't know is there a weakness or not because I tend to get trampled over. It's just because I'm being friendly. Then does that count? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, it's for you to go and do some homework today.
okay.
Yeah, personality. Next is to go and find out what are your 6 strengths and turn all this thing into your superpower.
What's the acronym again?
VIPS. VIPS, values, interest, personality, and strength.
So let's wrap this up and hope that you guys can go enjoy today's episode. And if you like us, you can. What's the word again?
I never thought I'll be doing it. Subscribe, like, and share.
Yay! That's the word. She just said it. Okay. I guess we will see you the next episode. Okay. I hope you guys can go enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May you all be well and happy.
Mornings got you
Bye.
down.